So this is us trying to get the calf to drink the bottle. And if you notice, his tongue keeps wanting to slide out to the side. And so Jonathan has to kind of push it under. We're trying to teach him how to drink out of a nipple because he's not really doing a sucking motion with his mouth. And so I think that it's causing him to not want to eat. But if we want to get him to gain weight, we've got to get more milk in him, or else he's not going to gain weight. This week's episode is about DK and his inability to eat out of the bottle the way I would like to see him eat. So he's not really sucking the way that I'd want him to. His tongue kind of flops out to the side, and I need that tongue to be up underneath the nipple properly so that we can make sure that he's getting the milk down the way that he needs to. Now, the benefit of using a bottle is the fact that you can see how much he's drinking, but the downside to it is anytime you're using milk outside of mama's milk, never is good. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to actually try to get one of these girls to adopt him, and it's a long shot, but it's worth trying. Thankfully, we did a previous episode, so I got to see what DK looked like, and I didn't like what I saw in the videos when we first brought him home compared to the first week that we had him. When I was thinking about it last night, I remembered, I have 3 females that are currently nursing calves on property. And so I think what we're going to try to do is get my Hereford up into the squeeze chute and see if I can get her to adopt him. Now, the reason why I picked the Hereford over the other 2 that are nursing is due to the fact that her calf is a little bit older, she has more milk supply, and she's also a Hereford. So the Herefords are typically easier to work with, and so I want to see if I can get her to do this. So we're battling against time for DK because I don't like the way he looks, but we're also fighting against the weather. The weather looks like it's going to come in and rain, and when it starts raining, it's hard to get these calves to move where I want because they can get through the mud easier than I can. Here we go. So we just got Ruby up into the chute, and the reason why we use the chute is because the chute actually restrains them, but it also keeps them calm. Put this little door down, and now we have access to her teats. And so this is where we're going to put DK and see if we can get him to nurse off of her, because her milk is going to be better than anything else that we can give her. So let's get DK over here. Most cows will not take another calf. If the calf is abandoned or orphaned, normally you have to hand raise it. But we want to try to see if we can get him to eat off of her and try to get her to adopt him. So we're going to try a couple different things to get that to happen. First, we're going to just try to get him to eat. And then if he can eat, then we'll start moving on to the other steps of trying to get her to adopt him. All right, bud, let's go. going to take some of Mama's milk, and I am going to try to wipe it on the baby's face so that it smells more like her. So hopefully she'll try to take this calf to be hers. I've heard people doing it with goats, so why not at least try it? Let's see what we can do. Okay, so we finished up. We pulled him off. We're going to give him a supplemental bottle as well to make sure that he is getting what he needs. The one thing that we don't know is how much he's getting. So he's got a little milk mustache, which is the things we're looking for. He's got the proper sucking motion. So it looks like he just doesn't want a bottle. So we're going to let Mama out. As I said, we're going to leave her calf, and DK in this smaller area to see if we can get them to bond together. What we're going to see is she's going to check up on her calf, and then we're going to see whether or not she accepts that other one. If she does not accept it, she's going to push it away with her head, and we just got to keep pushing until she does accept. That's a showing of not accepting. She's telling her to stay away. But we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep trying to get them to like each other, and we'll see what happens. Sometimes they accept them, sometimes they don't. Turns out the idea of trying to get DK to nurse off of the cow wasn't working for us, basically because we didn't know how much he was getting, if he was getting any at all. After going to the vet, he kind of clarified a couple things for us, one of them being the fact that DK is not making the proper shape, the V shape with his tongue to nurse, so even if he was going through the motion, he may not have actually ever got anything out of the mama. So we're going to continue on with trying to get him to eat and get some weight put on him. Good news is that he did put a little bit of weight on, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And I'm just excited to continue this journey with him. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for not just me, but with everybody that's involved. It's a lot going on for this one little calf, but you know, to know that he's getting better is a good thing. So he's not out of the woods yet, but we're going to keep moving forward and keep trying to get him what he needs to give him the best chance at survival. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please consider subscribing. Leave your comments below. Hit that bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that we post something. And we look forward to continuing this journey with DK and us as a family. Join us next episode next week. Until then, peace. This, which is called a head gate. Still get a little scared sometimes. Come down. Hey, can you hear me up there?
Yeah, I can.
Hi there. What we're going to do next? Are you recording for real?
Yep.
Oh. Does it look alright from this direction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man versus cow. Man tries to herd the cow up, but fails to do so.